Dr. Alain Margoles, the University President, Dr. Zenaida G. Girsana, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Liceo de Cagayan University Alumni Association Board of Directors, led by Ms. Mafel Pabellore Gatchalian, my batchmates in high school of Batch 91, esteemed guests and fellow alumni, good evening. Fellow Liceans, it is indeed a distinct honor to speak before you, and I thank the Alumni Association's Board of Directors for inviting me. When I first got word from the organizers about this engagement, I was a bit reluctant because I felt that there were others who have more inspiring and extraordinary stories to share. I practically grew up in Liceo, having studied here since grade 1. I was an average student back in grade school and high school. Later, I tried politics in my hometown, worked in the press while still in college, and a few years after, ended up in government service. I don't see that exceptional. But as I reflect on my own personal journey, I can see that much of what I have become can be attributed to my upbringing in the family and my education in Liceo de Cagayan University. All of us have chosen different paths in our careers and in our personal lives. But in whatever path we took, the greater challenge is to become persons of great character and to determine how much of our lives have been dedicated to making a difference in society. In the context of what is happening today, that is put to a test as mankind faces this life-threatening health crisis. This is the time in history that we are called to respond in a manner that would greatly impact humanity. Let us be reminded of Liceo's vision, which is to become a leading Filipino university preparing responsible global leaders anchored on total human formation for God, country, and humanity. Let us be reminded also of the university's core values: excellence, integrity, loyalty, discipline, and service. With that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, let me acknowledge and applaud the sacrifices and dedication of our fellow Liceans across the globe who are in the front lines in the fight against COVID-19. The doctors, the nurses, the men and women in the national and local governments, the volunteers, Liceans in the private sector, and the silent contributors who have found a way to be of help in easing the struggles we are experiencing at this difficult time. Salamat kayo kaninyo. One day, when this crisis is over, we would have plenty to share to the next generation on how we behaved, how we responded, what we contributed, and what lessons we learned, and how this crisis made us better people. Whatever role we are now playing amid this pandemic, let us do our best. Imperfect it may be because of the immensity of this crisis. Let us do whatever we are capable of in battling this pandemic in solidarity with everyone, regardless of our petty differences. As we were brought up in the comforts of the Liceo campus over the years, we were called to serve humanity and to find fulfillment in serving others. My fellow alumni, this is the best time to live up to that mission. This coronavirus pandemic has brought out the worst and the best in people. In some corners in the world, COVID-19 highlighted divisions among warring political groups to the utter dismay of the health experts. At some point, there was growing denial of the crisis itself. Many called it an exaggeration, and they even insinuated conspiracy without showing any evidence acceptable to the world's scientific and medical communities. The pandemic has also devastated economies, even the most powerful ones, and citizens were left fighting for survival on their own. We saw overnight changes in our lifestyle and the way we do things. We called it the new normal. When the pandemic hit us early last year, we at the city government were shocked by the people's reactions. I recall that mounting clamor for a city lockdown. There was so much pressure, and it was stressful, frustrating, and even scary. What was appalling was, some people wished us ill, called us horrible names, even wished us death. The experience was humbling. It was a test of leadership and a defining moment for my boss, Mayor Oscar Moreno. History tells us that crises and tragedies can either bring leaders down or make them rise to the challenge to prove their mettle. In our meetings with the head of the task groups at the Emergency Operations Center, Mayor Moreno would tell us, to quote, "Trust me, I can manage this. I know what I am doing and what I am not doing. I don't aspire to be popular. I just intend to serve the people the best way possible." For now, we are past that harrowing chapter, and we realized he was right after all. If he succumbed to the pressure and declared a lockdown, imagine its impact in the city's progressive economy. It would have been very difficult for us to recover. There are moments when we are disheartened while we battle with the operational problems every day, including the bashing and hurtful criticisms. We share the frustrations of many of the frontliners who went through the difficulty of being separated from their families for days, missing special occasions at home and enduring the discomfort in donning the personal protective equipment. We also empathize with those who lost their loved ones to COVID-19. It is physically, mentally, and emotionally draining. Do you know what made us hold on and pursue the fight against COVID-19? It is the collective effort of government and the unwavering support of well-meaning Cagayanons. In spite of the challenges, we stand firm in this fight. We do get goosebumps whenever people call us and tell us that help is on the way. Indeed, this situation brought out the best in many people. Watching truckloads of goods unloaded in front of City Hall and donors sending us food, PPEs, and even thank you notes are just enough to lift up our troubled hearts. Who wouldn't be inspired by these gestures of trust? This crisis is far from over. Fresh challenges are still unfolding before us as we are about to roll out the vaccination program in the coming months. Whatever is in store for us, the greater challenge now lies not only on the part of government, but rather how the entire society responds. Therefore, we have embarked on this inclusive campaign for a whole-of-society response. This is aimed at engaging multi-sectoral stakeholders, including the civil society, academia, media, private sector, NGOs, and other voluntary associations, in order to strengthen the resilience of the Cagayanons. This is the reason why I accepted this rare opportunity to communicate with my fellow alumni, hoping to put forward this message: that we all need to rise up to the challenge and become active participants in this call for solidarity and support. After all, my friends, this is about our own families, our community, and our city. Right now, we are in the thick of preparations for the vaccination program, and it is a daunting task. Honestly, it's not going to be easy. The issues and concerns are overwhelming, but with God's grace and the guidance of our health experts, we hope to lead our people on the right track. Allow me to encourage everyone here to keep hearts and minds open and to continue praying for wisdom. Moving forward, we are confident that this global crisis shall pass, but the harsh reality is that the road to recovery marks the onset of a broader challenge. Governments and business leaders need to reset priorities, adjust plans, and redirect resources to lead to more sustainable and comprehensive results post-COVID-19 pandemic. But then again, governments cannot do this alone. Recovery requires unity and collaborative action from multi-stakeholders. My fellow alumni, again, let us be reminded by Liceo de Cagayan University's goal in producing students that will actively participate in governance and contribute to nation building. Cagayan de Oro City is rapidly developing and the opportunities are exciting. Even, again, let me emphasize that, even with this temporary setback. We had been through a lot of tragedies in the past, from disasters and calamities to bomb threats, and now this health crisis. But we continue to emerge stronger and a better people. We continue to demonstrate courage, generosity, and perseverance. In parting, ladies and gentlemen, let me quote City Mayor Oscar Moreno. We will not only survive COVID-19, but we will overcome and build back better. Daghang salamat ug maayong gabi kaninyong tanan.